Hi, my name is Ben Meijer. I'm a therapist and I'm an experienced expert in the field of derealization and depersonalization. This video is about spontaneous remission, about being cured, and how is this possible? Why does it happen? Why doesn't it happen? Can it happen to you that you spontaneously recover from this? And is this a real cure or is this temporary? Is it remission? All right. Personally, I'd like to reserve the word remission for cancer, right? DPDR is a mechanism, a survival mechanism, so it really means that it's trying to keep you alive. It's trying to protect you. Now, if we just compare DPDR to having acquired a fear, like, for instance, imagine you get bitten by a big black dog. After that, you don't want to cuddle big black dogs anymore because you're afraid of them. This fear of big black dogs, does it go away by itself? Sometimes. It really depends on how badly he got you the time he bit you. And sometimes it really doesn't go away by itself, and it really needs an active intervention by a therapist to actually remove this fear of big black dogs. Now, if we compare that to DPDR, DPDR occurred because some threatening situation happened. DPDR is trying to protect you from the reality of this threat. Is this threat still here? I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe if the threat's not here, the mechanism can just go back into the background and disappear, not show itself again. Often after people really get scared by something, DPDR shows up, and after like a couple of days, maybe a week, it just goes back into the background and people go on with their business. And it'll maybe gone for like weeks, months, years, and then some other threatening situation comes up, and then DPDR comes back up, and it protects you. It does what it's supposed to be doing. So if you look at that example, that it comes and goes when you get threatened, you'll also start to think, why? Why does it come and go? And why do I need it? I mean, it's a protective mechanism. Do I really need it? Well, you're still alive, so in absolute terms, you obviously don't need it. But that doesn't mean that your emotional system thinks that you don't need it. Your emotional system may be quite convinced that it's actually necessary to have this safeguard, almost like a safety, a pacifier or something, but it's there. So part of what I do is I help people to become stronger so they can deal with anything. If they feel stronger and if they don't doubt if they can deal with threats, then the DPDR doesn't need to kick in. I hope this answer isn't too long for your taste, but the truth is, life is nuanced and full of shades of meaning. And some people, when they got DPDR, they just do a meditation and it's gone. With a lot of people, it's kind of hard to let go, just like the fear of getting bitten by the next black dog. Now, of course, if you don't have a big black dog around you, this fear may not get activated, and you may be completely free of that fear. But DPDR usually kind of isn't focused on one thing, like black dogs. It tends to generalize and be all over the place, which means it's kind of a lot harder to let it go back down into the background. All right, so spontaneous occurrences of DPDR curing or going in remission, the word I don't like, happens. A lot of people actually have the following. They get scared once, have an episode of DPDR, which takes weeks to months, maybe a year. It goes back in the background, and after 2 or 3 years, they get something else happening to them, something really scary, threatening. It can even be as simple as work stress, and it comes back. And then the second time, they have a harder time letting go of the DPDR. So it's like your mind tries to have control, tries to make sure you're safe by not letting go of this mechanism. Okay, so that's an important thing to know. And the way out of it can be through therapy and training. Therapy to get rid of the fears and negative emotions. And then the second part, the training, is the training in reconnecting, integrating with your mind and your body, and also strengthening yourself. Coming to understand, to feel that you are strong enough to deal with everything and anything. And if that happens, you don't need the mechanism. It doesn't need to kick in anymore. All right, thank you. Oh, as always, of course, please leave questions below in the comments. Like this video if it gives you some value, subscribe, and if you can, donate me a cup of coffee if you think it's worth it.